Welcome back to Fairview Lake, where today we're going back to an area that we've kind of forgotten about. Hello you, welcome to Geekism and welcome back to Fairview Lake. We have been working on our haunted house build over here in the western area, and we're going to go back to there. But what I didn't want to do is have like 8 episodes where we just do a room in a row. So we're going to change it up. We'll come back to that next time. But today I want to come back over here and work a little bit on this area, because we started working on this before the parades pack, I think, and then we kind of forgot about it. So I want to come back to here and do a little bit more work in the kiddie area, because as part of the parades pack, we actually got a good kiddie ride that I think will work really well here. So that's what we're going to do today, and that is the I forget what it's called, but we're going to make it into a frog hopper. It's a little all right. Where is it? Let's see. I don't know where anything is here. What do we got? Where is it? Oh my goodness, where is it? It's a drop tower, I know that much. There's airdrop, yeah, that was with Toy Box. There we go, Little Dipper, yeah, and then all the other giant ones. But no, we're going to do the Little Dipper today. This is awesome. I'm going to put this down over here and spend a bit of time fleshing it out. Okay, so I'm going to bring that up there, I think. Let's have a look. Sight lines wise, we get, so where we're going to be coming in, we're coming in here, so we can see it there. Kind of fights a little with the lighthouse. Is it maybe something we put over this side, and then maybe here something else? I love the idea of a little flat here that interacts with the coaster, but yeah, it does kind of fight with the lighthouse there. So maybe over this side would be better. Okay. Let's do that then. Here, though, we've also got to do something about this water. So let's fix that first. Although this ride on a bit of water could be fun too. Oh, do we try and make the water part of the ride? That would be quite cool, I think. Okay, well, let's... Yeah, because it is meant to be like a harbour. Okay, well, let's leave the water. Okay, well, you can very much tell I'm making this up as I go along. Let's put this over here. I think this will work well here. Yeah, that looks good, because we're going to do it. We're going to do a classic sort of frog hopper style fixture for this. So I think this will work out quite nice. Okay, it's a nice small pad. It's what we like. All right, so the entrance can be here. Exit. Can we do the exit on the side there? We can, just past the booth. Okay, and then connect the entrance to the path. All right. So we're on our queue builder here. Let's see. Do something like this. Can we do invisible queue? Yeah. Okay, I think we're going to try and do a bit of an invisible queue here and build like a little water bridge. So let's go to there, and then here, and then we'll snap the thing again. Then we'll have just a bit of a cattle pen to there. Oh wait, we're miles off the ground. I didn't realize we were that high up. Okay, well maybe we'll start this end and work out. So here's the entrance. You guys aren't lost. You'll figure it out. Don't worry. Don't panic. There you go. You've already got it. That's good. And then we'll get rid of this. Oops. Didn't mean to get rid of the water. There we go. And then back to Q. Up to here. To there. Okay, yep, I'm happy with that. And then exit. We'll do more of a curve. And let's do a nice little subtle curve down here. What on earth is that meant to be? We don't want that. There we go, that's better. Yeah, that's fine. There's a little bit of a problem here, but I think we could probably just pull that with an edit tool. Oops. and link it together. Yeah, that's great. Yep, that'll be nice. And then we'll have a nice rock line there, over there, and then we'll do an invisible bit here. Okay, cool. So let's think about how we want to do this. We'll start here. Okay. We have some platforms, some maybe grid, we'll find them. So we have these pieces which will work, but there are some in the game already that might just work out. So try and just think what they're called. Yeah, like this kind of stuff. So there's this support platform. So this is from the aquatic theme. There's definitely others as well. I'm just trying to think what we can use to find them. I recently used them in Meanderville for the back of the pirate ship. I can't remember what they're called for the life of me. Let's try... Oh, we're trying metal. Okay, so we'll probably be able to search through metal to find them. Yeah, here. That's it. Walkway. Cool. So I'm hoping... I was hoping that would go there. But this, I think, will work as a walkway. So I'll pop it there. We'll get the angle as best we can. Alright, and then take it up to there. And duplicate these a few. Okay, maybe the single one there. And that's where we'll make the groundwork on those. Okay, I think we could probably bring the whole thing down a little off there. Let's see. Yeah, if we go to there, and then we'll fake that bit. And I think that's fine like that. Yeah, with fencing on and stuff, that'll be good. So let's vanish the path. View path invisible, and then paint to there. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's multi-select these and lock a colour scheme in. I mean, I think it kind of has to be a green, I think, if we're going to go for froggy, green and blue. So, what about sea green? I think that looks good. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And then for fence, we could, I think probably just using an in-game one is what we need to do here. Like, yeah, I quite like that one. And that's one of the ones that doesn't look terrible on an angle either, because the problem with a lot of fences in the game, there's really a problem with them, it's just, you know, an issue with the design, is that if you put them at an angle on the wall, they just don't look right, because even fences on an angle, the vertical sections of them would still point up. But I think here, because it's just a couple of lines and they're like a metal shape, I actually think it'll work quite well to have them look like this. It would have been nice to move them that way. We can move them one at a time, that's fine. Take them to there. We'll custom this fence here as well. There we go. So this is the first of a few videos that are going to be batch recorded as I'm on vacation for a couple of weeks now. So please still leave some feedback in the comments. I will be looking forward to read them all while I'm away. But anything that you wish to... keep forgetting to pause the game so we don't get snow. It's very irritating to have snow. Yeah, anyway, comments on the video, please. I'll be looking forward to read them while I'm in my hotel room. Oof, about 20 minutes later, the snow goes away. I suppose that's the fun of challenge mode, I suppose. Okay, let's do those there. Bring them over to there. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. And like it being a little bit industrial as well. It's, we're going for a harbour style vibe here, so that's fine by me. And then here we need to do a netting. I think something like that. Again, sort of rope and wood is fine. So what we'll actually do, I know I've already... we didn't have the... I'm getting all muddled up. Right, hold on. Rails on. There we go. Oh, but not invisible. There we go. We need to see where this stuff ends so that we can put our own ones in. Okay. So I think we'll just cover this up with concrete, and then we can take it right up to the edge here, and we can neaten up this corner as well. So let's just get some plaster for that. Yeah, that'll do nicely. We should be able to pop it on there. There we go. Oops. There we are. Make it a bit bigger. Take it to there. Oh, it's probably too big. We need to go to that corner, really. Yeah. So if we go to there, sink that down. It's just a shy. Okay. We'll come to there. That looks good. Take it over. And we'll put both of these pieces onto the group. Okay. And we should take them to there quite comfortably. Looking at that, we might as well use this as an opportunity to hide that, I suppose. There we go. So, and then we'll fling that around there. Okay, maybe come up this way, and then we'll have a similar kind of break there. That's good. And wait, I need to... Just that corner there, although to be honest with you, we'll probably... whatever wall we do there, we'll cover that. Okay. So that's that, and then here, what are we going to do? I suppose we could do this to that point there, and then shrink and lift. It's going to be a little tricky to line this up just right, but I think it's going to be worth doing. So about there. And then, whatever we sort of trim this with will hide a multitude of sins, I think. There we go. Okay, and then that gives that a good chunk of concrete to be supported by. Alright. Okay, so let's go back to path. Regular path, customize, and then we'll copy this. Oh, we need to... No, wait. Copy existing texture there. And then I guess foundation is on this side. Okay. So we'll take this all the way up to there for now. It's going to be another day's video, I guess, that one. There we go. And then we can... and then we can tidy this up with wall. I mean, we really should just carry on using this. I think, you know, for a more detailed build or a more budget, a higher budget park, we would probably change these up a little bit. But I think for this, We just kind of want the one that's whatever's working, you know. On the one side, it would be the stuff we put on the other side as well. Might have to use the non-gridded one of these, I think. There we go. And we are going to leave the planet coaster thing visible as well. So it actually only has to come to about there. Yeah, this is too wide, so we'll get the non-grid one. Rough wall. No, what's it called? Rough stone wall, is it? No, rough brick wall. Yeah, there we go. Okay, and then we'll just grey, medium, Spanish. Grey, medium, Spanish. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Okay, and pop that into there. Like so. And hopefully we can just pop that away. Let's see. That's fine. Oops, wrong way. Oops, daisy. There we go. For there, it just needs to come a little higher and hopefully it doesn't peek through. It doesn't, it's good. Okay, there we've got two. We can throw them on a grid. I say on a grid, I'm not using the grid, but you know what I mean. In a building piece, so that very quickly we can reorganize what they look like. We can change them all in a group. We can change the color of them, things like that. We should take it to there. My worry is that this corner might always want to try and poke through, so spend a bit of time making sure that doesn't happen. Like that. Yeah, see, it's going to poke a little. That's fine though. That should give us the weight we need, the angle we need. Sorry. Maybe you wanted to see. Oh, it's actually a little off. It looks like the angle gets more severe as it goes up. That's fine. Okay, well, I don't really want to spend 20 minutes doing this, so I think for now we can say that's done. And we can carry on with that later. There we go. Okay, yeah, I'll do it for now. That's not what I want to work on today. I want to do some fun stuff over here. Okay, but saying that, the main reason I wanted to do this, let's reset our rotation, is because we want to use the same stone texture here, because this absolutely would have all been built together. So something like that, and bring it in that way. It's a little irritating that these don't tile, but I suppose that's quite tricky to do across different sizes of piece. Angle's going to be tricky here because it wasn't a set angle, it was just what looked right. But we'll start there and work from that. Doesn't seem to be a million miles off. It's probably fine. And then this one, we can snap it. There we go. Like so. We'll take that to there. Stop it clipping that way. And then over here. And then what did we do on here? We used... So I definitely think, yeah, we should probably just carry this over a little, I think. I'm assuming I can duplicate a good chunk of that. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we'll split that from the building just so we can play around with it a little bit more, because we actually only need that to go to there. These will go down here until we get to the entrance of the ride. So that last one probably isn't there, otherwise that's fine. And how many of these do we have in between each light? 1, 2, 3. So 4 of those. That's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I don't necessarily want a light here, but we'll probably copy it to make like an archway, I'm thinking. To announce the ride, something. We'll see. So we'll carry on with this for now. Oh, that's not quite on its own grid. So we'll do it this way. Carry them over. Cool. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is if we copy that over to there, we tip this up, that'll work okay. Yeah, that's good. Just get the height the same. There we go. And then yeah, maybe we do leave the lights. Let's see. Aquatic. Just give me that a little bit there, excuse me. Leave my microphone. Yeah, like this kind of thing. Shrink it down a bit. Put it in. What green are we using here? Oh, it's oh. No, I can't tell. Sea green is the darker one. Okay. So let's do that here as well. Sea green. And then this is moss green. Which one's that? Moss green. Nice. Shrink those down a bit. That's pretty much spot on. There we go. And then that can be the right side entrance that we'll work on in a moment, and it carries in, it ties it all together. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I think for the fencing in here then, we'll keep it fairly simple. We'll probably keep it blue, just so it breaks up the green a little bit, and it'll tie to this blue a little. But actually, I think just a in-game fence with a little bit of work is probably going to be looking okay. I can never remember where my fences are. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. So I think we'd probably go for something like this. Yeah, you can go on there, that's fine. And actually what we'll probably do as well is use this trim but smaller to edge off the top of this. We'll chunk it up a little bit just to give us a little bit of wiggle room, because at the moment it has to be kind of spot on, but there we go, we can do it that way and it won't be so bad. That there. Oh, I just need one more in there, that's annoying. There we are, and then take a few of those around this way. To do the same again. There we go. And we'll just eyeball this. Oh, although that's going to help to do that. We're a little off here. So let's go to there. This will have to come down to meet it. There. Like that. And then the other side. Oh, these are actually quite a bit off, so let's just correct that. That'll do. Now we can neaten these up. It's going to go in. This one's going to come out. There we go. And then all these. All of these come and meet that. There we go. Alright, happy enough with that. Okay, and then bring that up. There we go. To there. And then I think we basically sort of try and match that at least, so it's got a little bit of a carryover. So that's quite a light blue. It comes out darker on this, so we'll do something like that. And then we'll use one of the resort pieces of wood. I think will work quite well to trim this off. So let's go with that one. Actually, maybe the middle. So that one's really quite short. That one's about right. I do like that this one has the two pieces of rope. Maybe a square one. I think it's going to be too thin, isn't it? Yeah, maybe we do that one. That looks okay. Take it to the ground and then have the rope wrap around the top of the frame. Yeah, I think that works quite nicely. And then this will just be all a nice brown that we like. There we go. And that's basically the fence, I think. We'll keep it simple. Right, it's going to go to at least there. I have no idea what this looks like yet. That might be a little tricky. But we'll see. Go. And then probably have to get rid of that. Okay, and then go to scale on this and use the smaller piece. Something like that. Yep. Okay, I think that looks good. Swing that around. Okay. And again, it's going to be too much. So take this to there. Okay. Yeah, I can go like that. That's fine. Neat. Let's go you, and oh, you want a separate building? Okay. Well, okay. This is lazy. What I'm doing here. Don't do this yourselves. Keep stuff on the buildings you need them on. Okay. So I'm gonna go there. And bring it around. Oops. There. Okay, now we can come back into path. Q path, invisible, and then paint all this. But we need to turn off all of the curb and everything. Is that what's going to get rid of the lot? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so do all of this. Right, and then that just shows us what we need to do with these. And then hopefully, oh perfect, I was going to say hopefully this will end up with enough of a space that we can just add a chain and make it an adjustable fence on that side there. So it's that we only need this big cattle pen fencing if the ride is actually busy enough, which probably it would be, because these rides for some reason just get a billion. Because I mean, it's one of the few rides in the place that the kids can ride, I suppose. But these things always have such a huge queue line. It's crazy. There we go. Just take that there. Pop it clipping in there. That's good. Okay, and then just take this down to the other side there. Oops. Yeah, I often wonder when I think of things like what does Planet Coaster 3 look like, you know, or even, you know, what if somebody else had a go at this and did it? I wonder what level of sort of realism people would want to see, and I don't necessarily even mean graphic style, but like being able to open and close queue lines based on busyness. You know, is that the sort of thing that actually people want to see, or is it the sort of thing that like would just be considered crazy, too much detail? I'm not sure. I sort of change my mind about this sort of stuff all the time as to whether or not people, whether or not this sort of stuff is good for games. Because I like to do this, I like to build this sort of stuff, but I often wonder if I was like made to, you know, if it was part of the game to do it, would I still be as excited about doing it? I don't know. All right, that there. Let's see, come this curve a bit more, eh? There we go. Love this piece of chain. I think this one came from the toy box pack. I think it's a look. Sorcery look. Sorcery lamppost. It's great because it's small enough that you can do this sort of stuff with it, and it looks good. To give you a nice curve where you need it. Cool. So they'll come in, they'll come all around here, and they'll go up that. Okay. So what are we doing here then? I think we need to at least do that. Try and line that up right. There we go. And then I guess we go to this small piece. Try and do something with this. If we go like that. Yeah, I think that works. Just make sure the scale's right on it. Oops. Do something like that. Kind of looks like a gate. But I think it's the way to go. I think we just bring that down to the same height. There we go. Yeah, I think that works fine there. Okay, there's the queue line done. That comes up to here. Well, let's do something there. And then this, I think we probably just do the same as we've done over here, really, concrete and this stone pattern, and it'll just tie it and it'll look like it was all built at the same time. So path, guess path. Blue is fine. We just want to make sure all these are off, and then we can basically do that. There we go. It still leaves us with this big base piece, but that's fine. We'll work with that, and then this can all be a color as well. That's good. Okay, so let's go in with this reset rotation. There we go. Right. So really, for the sake of this, I don't think it's going to be a problem to scale that up. Does that look right? Yeah. Yep, that looks like it's hitting the bottom. It's good. Okay, what piece is this then? Resort balcony wall trim. Okay. Resort balcony wall trim. It's gotta be that one. It's two-tone though, so what grey are we using here? Spanish grey. Very much happy to keep the stone textures here all just natural grey, because this is the sort of place that would spend money on this. But what I do want to make sure is that I don't make it look brutalist. You know, we don't get that Minions ride style coming through. There we go. Are we in the same group now? This is two-piece group. No, it's not a two-piece group, so we need to split that off. There we go. And we'll take this to the corner. So there we go, and hopefully this will just fit in there. Yeah, fits quite nicely. That's good. Yeah, I'm happy with how that looks. I think, do we keep the same fence? I just think we probably do, don't we? What's the scale on that? 61? Because we might as well just grab it from here. Oh, it's already there. It's resort fence. Nice. 61. There you go, and then I don't remember what those ones are called. Those these. But that looks good there. That's the edge. Probably just go that way with that. That's fine, I think. Good. And then on this side, it's probably going to be the smaller one this side, I guess. Fence. Boop. There we go. And then hopefully two of these stack quite nice. Lods on these are pretty rough, but we can make it work. But we can't, we just got to live with it. Okay, yeah, I think that looks good too. Alright, I'm just going to very quickly just whoop all that around there. Alright, I spent a bit of time finishing that off, and then I threw down the same rocks we got from over here, these sort of fake. They're meant to look like poured concrete rocks as opposed to real ones. These would be sort of formed in the shape. I wanted to get that done because that's not very interesting. We've done that a few times now. I really want to actually theme this thing up. So I'm going to come into the ride itself and click Attach Scenery. Now we don't have any frogs, I don't believe. Yeah, there's a couple of toads in the scenery set, in the sorcery set. Sorry, but I think we can make a toad, make a frog even out of some art shapes. And in fact, one of the a couple of the pieces from the parades pack, there's one of them that looks, if I remember rightly, just like a frog's foot, or at least close enough that we can use it. Yeah, here, this thing. I mean, look at that. If that's not a frog foot, I don't know what is. So we're gonna put one of those down. There. Oops. There, but this has a weird central point, but that's okay. Can make it work. Now we can come back to that one. There we go, and pull it out. No, that's already off one, so that needs to be there. There we go. It's awkward. Okay. So we're going to put these here. Like that. Do we have to... Yeah. Oh, no. Deactivate it. But this doesn't want to light up. And it'll be a nice mossy green. There we go. Shrink it down a little. And then we can put it just there. And I think the rest will probably do. Oh, well, let me think. We used it in Planquatica. It was like a flat two-tone shape. We used it for like a floating thing to stand on. I wish I could remember what it was called. It was like a pebble. Sure, it was a resort theme. Let's have a look. If I remember right, the LODs were pretty awful on it, but we'll give it a try because I think it's exactly what we need here. But I just can't remember what they're called. It might not have been resorts. It might have been. I really thought it was resort, but it might not have been. Some of these might do what we need it to. Although these are like panelly. They're good for like stepping stones. Oh my goodness, I wish I could remember what it's called. I don't know. I'll have to spend 10 minutes finding it. Okay, I found them, but I don't think they're going to be any good because the LOD is awful on them. They're called wall sign shape. I don't think it's what we need though. Let's instead, I mean, we could just do it with art shapes. Like that's fine as well. Okay, first of all, let's put this back down because I don't like it being big. Art shapes. Let's go for just a circle, I think, to start off with. And we'll make it the green colour. I think we're going to have to bring up the green just slightly on these. That's about right. Doesn't have to be spot on, but it would be nice if it was close. Okay. And then we'll bring... There's a bit of artwork going on here now. Let's go. Bring that there. To there. That's there. And then do these want to come out a little bit now? A bit more frog leg-like. There we are. And then this one will do good for the eyes. Top of the eyes, you know? Yeah, that's good. Nice. And then one of those took out and made... Oh, actually, part of me wants to do like a curved eye. So if we just angle that in slightly, shrink it down, and then sink it back in, it should give us a half eye. Yeah, so I'm thinking something like that for the eye would be good. But then we've also got what's it called? Like those googly eyes we could use. But no, I think this looks good. So maybe if we do that. They never seem to want to keep the same colour, these art shapes. There we go. Pull them out. There we go. Right, oops. Do they look like good eye shapes? I think they do. Look okay. Oh, my goodness. And then we duplicate that. Pull it out just a little. Make it black. And shrink it down. Oh, look at that. Let's really just do this once and then rather than keep doing it twice. Let's do one of these in white. That's a bit of a nice highlight. Yeah, that looks good for eyes, I think. Okay. I was just about to say, what does a frog's nose look like? They don't have noses. Do they have, like, anything? I'm going to quickly... Hold on. Just bear with me 1 second while I quickly pause and see what a frog looks like. Just sort of like a wide mouth. Or well, actually, a lot of them have quite... A lot of the cartoon ones now have quite small mouths. I know we have a few mouths. So I mean, we could literally just stick. I mean that's done, right? Like that is literally the mouth we need for this thing to have. And it, I think it actually looks quite good small. It probably wouldn't though. It probably would be big on something like this. I suppose if we do there, it doesn't clip anything. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And then what about a font for there's going to be a good comma here. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a full stop. Know your grammar, Johnsy. There we go. And then we'll shrink that down. Pull it out slightly. And they just kind of have little little things like that. There we go. Because I think without that it doesn't quite look right. Let's have a look. Yeah, does that say frog? I think that says frog. Is it the fact that it's not got any front legs is a problem, maybe? I don't know now. Let's see. If we go... What's this shape? Okay. Oh. If we duplicate this, shrink it a little, bring it out. And rather than a green, make it much more of a... like a belly colour. There we go. I notice a lot of them have bellies, but I don't know what that looks like. Maybe maybe it's one this way. Is that colour there? Because I like the colour. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah, I think that's what it needs. It needs a body. Yeah, that's actually what it needs. So let's go to there then. I'll get rid of loads of these. Just 1, 2, 3. There we go. Just to find the mouth. And I think we bring the mouth up to here. And maybe get rid of those. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's right. Let's keep the face at the top there and make this a body. Now, if we do something like this and repurpose these as As arms. Are they going to disappear? That looks pretty good. We'll go a little bigger with them. There. Okay, what size is that? 25? Cool. Let's do the same again. Make this 25. Oh, jeez. 25 as well. There we go. Oh. There we go. There we go. Now he's like a little chubby frog boy rather than a big head with bobbly bits sticking out. Cool. Happy enough with that. That looks pretty sweet. These bits want to pop out a little bit, I think, so that they don't disappear. Well, they're going to disappear anyway. Never mind. Okay. So really, we need to... Let's colour this how we want it to be. Customise. Okay. So here we can add in some waves. They don't really read as waves. They do. They don't either, really. It'd be nice to be able to scale these, I think. I quite like the tiered one. Oh, that looks good. That kind of looks like bubbles. That is bubbles, but that looks more like bubbles. So let's do that one then. We'll have... what's the best way to do this? Blue and a lighter blue. I think that works quite well. Frame. So what? Which bit is this? Oh, is this here? So this could probably be green. Yep. That's there. So we'll keep that as green. Frame area 1. What's this doing? That's the exterior. Okay, that looks good in moss probably. And then this is the roof of there at least, if nothing else. No, what's that changing then? Oh, maybe that's doing the big bit at the top. Let's have a look. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we'll match that to the green as well. So it's a frog with water coming out of its butt. That's good. Here then, these... oh, that's just construction-y stuff, so we'll keep that grey. This is the seats, so we'll make those green, I think. This is a second seat colour. Let's make those yellowy green. And then finally, the seats themselves, I think they should be black, because it'd be black rubber. I don't think there would be a different colour. Okay, that's good. Drop, double fake out, then drop, drop and rise halfway, drop. Sure. Let's practice it, because I want to see how high it goes. Oh. Okay. See it go all the way up to the top. Ooh. That was the double fake out and drop. Okay. Yeah, so height-wise, we're probably fine with this. I think we have to go into attach scenery. Take all that and lift it up a little bit, because I would like a sign on this as well. This is definitely the sort of thing that would say what it was. So I think one of these will work nicely. No. That one. I think that would look really good there. Okay. What about that? And then that underneath, but much bigger. I'm just getting the size right, first of all. Okay. That pulls up a bit, does it? Okay. If I say frog in there, what does that look like in a nice thick font? I can never remember which one's like the widest one. What about Lil Frog Dropper? About a slab? No. Angle's pretty good. And then this one, I actually won't put anything on this one. We'll use the big letters, I think. Is it font we get those? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I think this will say we'll do hopper in this. So, Let's do it over here so we can see what we're doing. That's an O. That's a Q even. Put. P. E. And an R. Okay. So let's make this a lighter blue. Surround it with a teal. That looks good. And then these can all be a lighter blue still. Bring it in like that. There we go. And then, oops. There we go, that looks good. And then, I don't know the colours here. This, maybe we can keep the green there. And this needs to be lighter green as well. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that's alright. Alright, and then really all I want to do is, is actually copy these. And attach them to this. So that it matches. Well, actually, yeah, maybe a little angle's fun. Yeah, I don't mind that at all. That's cute. And then really, this is going to be just tree line because we've got the coaster there. So I think we need to do some plaster on the bottom. There's those. There's a nice flat piece of plaster here. Yep. And then there. There we go. Down there to fit in. Just kind of cover the lights up. There's just a bit too much, I think, to have all these lights on. Although I still think they work. I'm just happy to cover them up, really. Like so. Not quite sure how to finish this off here. Do we do something like this, step down, or do we just leave it rough like that? Yeah, not too sure what the end of this looks like. Maybe we'll do some don't die fencing and then a tree line. Maybe that would look right. Or maybe this should at least go to it. Yeah. So let's do it like this. Let's take those to there. Those to there. Although that one looks like it needs to go a little bit more. We don't actually have the two there, so we'll duplicate them. Like that. You already, yeah. There we go. Oh, and you're actually already there. There we go. Yeah, and then I think here we'll go to some don't die fence, which we do have in the game. Okay, this is a big part of the Studios pack back in the day. We love this stuff. That's a bit too big, so let's change it to about there. And, well, I suppose we'll put it across and then see how big it needs to be. Yeah. Okay, 3 pieces is pretty much spot on. So Place in the middle there and scale it up. Yeah, like that makes it look a bit more realistic, I think. And then we'll do some just tree work behind it. So we'll come over something like this and tree line that in a little, and I think that'll look quite nice with the ride sitting in front of the trees. Some high variations on some of this. There we go. Nice oak at the back there. Don't want to get too close to the coaster, but to be honest with you, trees around the coaster will just act as some nice little sort of head chopper moments. There we go. I think one more larger one there. Yeah, there we go. And then eventually we'll box this out and there might be a little room for trees there as well, I'm not sure. Maybe, I don't think we've done much in the way of bushwork around the place, but some little bushwork might help as well. Something here, definitely need to put a bush there, so let's go and grab something. Or maybe I'll just use the I know the bramble one will work there almost perfectly. Yeah, that one. That'll just fit nice there. Bring that down a little. And something like there, just fill in that little gap. Yeah, there we go. Little frog hopper. All right, that was a nice little break from the spooky ride. We'll get back to that next time. But in the meantime, that's our frog hopper. I think we'll grab a couple of trash cans. Where have we got those? Around the place. There we go. Grab those, and these will fit nice in this corner here. Break that up a little bit. There we are. Awesome. Yeah, it was nice to come back over to here, but yeah, we'll head back to the haunted house in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Till the next one, be good.